Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today we have a seed suggested by Kitty. You may know her as the artist behind the emotes I use on Twitch, which also appear in the video thumbnails. She also did the horse girl outfit. She played the seed on the yellow deck, but she said you could probably have a similar experience on any deck, so I'm going to play it on the blue deck, but you can choose your own adventure. Okay, looking at the skip tags here, not something that we're interested in, and by that I mean there's no investment tag. In the first round, we can go for clubs as a flush, though not the best clubs here. Maybe we can play these clubs as a flush. Alright, in the first shop here we have $8, so blue deck you get an extra hand, you get an extra dollar. Normally $7, now we have $8. If you're playing on the yellow deck like Kitty was, you would have 14. The reason why that matters is if I open this buffoon pack, I'm probably not going to have enough money for Shoot the Moon here, unless maybe you don't like what you see and then you just sell it, right? And then you take Shoot the Moon. So I'm deciding, okay, do I want Shoot the Moon or do I want to try to open the buffoon pack and try to get something else? I think Shoot the Moon can be a good enough option for this kind of early game plus mult, but it's not my favorite. It can be unreliable. Unreliable for you to draw any queens at all. And if we're going into this boss here, you know, diamonds debuff, now you only have 3 possible queens that could give you mult. And even if you do draw the queens, it can be difficult to figure out what hand you're going to play. So for example, if you're holding 2 queens in hand, essentially you have -2 hand size. You have to figure out what hand I'm going to play with my remaining 6 cards. So Shoot the Moon, it really locks you into pairs and very often ending up on high card instead actually. Which is fine on the gold stake, that's usually what we're trying to do anyway, spam pairs, but I'm going to go buffoon pack here. We probably take mail-in rebate as a value generator, but I can open the buffoon pack first. Okay, we get bus or red card. These fill a similar role, right? These are your stacking plus mult jokers. These are your scaling jokers. The power here is that you have the one joker that stacks up a bunch of plus mult, and then you don't have to worry about getting some other plus mult joker. Sometimes what you're looking for is these don't give enough mult early on, and you want some other mult joker to support you while these are still scaling and growing out of the early game. Bus is $6, red card is $5. Similarly, we also have Supernova is $5, Green Joker is $4. The reason why Green Joker is the $4 one is because Green Joker doesn't say that you can't discard, but it says that you probably shouldn't discard. And if you're not using your discards, then it really locks you in again. You have to play high card or you have to play pairs, which could be fine. Maybe that's what you want to do anyway, but you don't get to use your discards for, let's say, value generators like Faceless Joker or, let's say, Mail-in Rebate. You don't get to use your discards to just find gold cards. Use your discards to find your blue seals. Maybe Green Joker is costing you those planet cards from the blue seals because you're not using your discards. Or, you know, with something like DNA, you can't discard to find the card that you want to copy. Supernova is... it locks you into playing just the one hand, so it's still the same. You get 1 mult per hand, but it's either you do only pairs or you do only high card, which again is something that you want to do anyway. But you can get messed up by some bosses that maybe whatever your main hand is, they make it more difficult to play that hand, or you know, maybe no repeat hand types boss, the Eye. The bus, you do get access to your discards, and so I think overall the bus is going to be more versatile, more powerful than Supernova, more definitely easier to use than Green Joker, but you can't use face cards. So most of the time what you can do is you can play a pair of cards and then just throw in the face cards as non-scoring cards, and that's a way to get rid of face cards. Sometimes you have to use your discards to discard the face cards, but you want to use your discards anyway because you want to discard to find your gold cards and blue seals and other value generators and stuff like that. So Ride the Bus is easily the most powerful. Early on, you can start stacking the plus mult right away. And usually that's what we do. Once we have this kind of early game plus mult joker, then just start stacking it right away. Hands cost money, but I'm willing to spend the money to grow the bus in the early game so that I'm stronger for later when I need it to be. Red card has, I think, potential to outpace the bus. In the end game, usually the red card ends up bigger than the bus, usually ends up bigger than the green joker. What's nice about the red card is you can apply the plus mult to any hand. You can apply the plus mult to any deck. It doesn't lock you out of playing face cards if you want to get, maybe there's some value generators that reward you for playing face cards. Or maybe you want to do something like Chad and photograph or something like that, in which case usually you drop the red card anyway. The problem with the red card in the early game is you don't really have the money to buy booster packs in the early game, and the booster packs that you do buy, you're not able to skip them, right? You need those resources from those booster packs in the early game in order to survive. It is nice that you can kind of get the mult without having to use your hands. And so, you're growing the red card, and instead of spending the hands to grow the bus, you're saving your hands as money and then leveraging that money to open booster packs or something like that. If you're playing on the yellow deck, I think very easy red card here. On the yellow deck, because you have that extra money, you can reach the interest cap after just 2 more rounds, right? On the blue deck, where you have an extra hand, I think the bus makes sense. I think on most decks, the bus makes sense. So I'm going to take the red card here. I think the bus is the better pick, but let's see if we can make the red card work anyway, even though we don't have the extra money of the yellow deck. Let's do that. And then we'll take the rebate here. This is a nice combo. So, with the rebate here, sometimes what you want to do is you want to play hands as just like throwaway hands and then save your discards for the rebate. And maybe the red card makes it easier to do that. Maybe the red card makes it safer to do that. If you are saving your discards for the rebate, then you're not using your discards for, let's say, discarding face cards. And so that can get you into some trouble with the bus, whereas it's a little bit easier or safer with the red card. Let's go next. All right, acknowledging that we didn't get mult in that first shop, we now are looking for, we want to rebate the 7s. We probably want to get a flush here, so I'm going to leverage my hands to try to get more money. All right, I can play a pair here. I still don't have a flush. That's not good. I could play the 2 pair. I think we can play high card queen. Okay, so we will play the 1 flush. Isn't going to win, and that's good. That's fine. That's what we want to do. Now we win with a pair of 10s, and so we can discard a 7. We did not get another 7, and that's okay. You could consider selling the rebate here. We got the $5. I don't want to pay the $3 rental fee. But I think just on average, it's going to be better to keep it. So let's go ahead, do the 10 here. Pair of 10s. Ow. All right, rebate on 10s now. So typically what I suggest with the red card is don't take booster packs you wouldn't already take. Don't skip unless you would already have skipped. But, maybe in the early game here, if we don't have any other options for scoring, maybe we should open a booster pack. Maybe with a mega standard pack, you could take one, skip one. Maybe with a celestial pack here, probably you end up skipping. So it's $6 for what is probably a guaranteed skip. With the mega standard pack, we're looking for some kind of value generator. There's a lot of different possibilities. Could be we take abstract joker here, could be smiley face. So smiley face for the early game, and then I survive to the point where red card takes over later. Or you could kind of do the same thing with abstract joker. What's nice about abstract joker, again, if I have something like this, it allows me to be greedier with the rebate. So we saw in the previous round, I was holding on to a flush. I could only discard 4 cards at a time. And so that means maybe I draw fewer cards, maybe I get less rebate money. Maybe taking something like this means I can discard more freely, 5 cards at a time, and I don't have to worry about holding on to face cards. I think here I feel safe taking the Mega Standard Pack. If we miss, we can always pick up Abstract Joker. Going into the boss here, I want to have something. So I think the safest thing to do is just take Smiley Face here. I think I'm going to take the Standard Pack here. A little bit of a gamble, maybe. This is not the best, but we can take a Purple Seal King as a value generator and skip for the red card. And so now that we have the +3 molt on the red card, maybe I feel, okay, I don't need the Abstract Joker, I don't need Smiley Face. We can go next. I could take Abstract Joker and then sell it. So here we've got a rebate on 10s. I almost have a straight. I think I'm not gonna worry about that. Maybe. With the red card, what would normally be a 300 point hand, we can probably get 500 points for. So let's play the pair of 2s. We want to rebate 10s. I can play a pair of 8s, which I know doesn't win. I could play... See, now I'm concerned about scoring too many points. What if I play high card here? And then keep the 10. Okay, so that high card was kind of a lot. Probably at this point you sell Abstract Joker. We can play King as a high card. We can play another Ace as a high card. I could keep the pair of 8s or keep the 10s. I think it mostly doesn't matter. Alright, so that's about 60 points. We could do the same thing, play the King. Should be about the same. Alright, now we need any pair to win. So the pair of Jacks wins. I can discard the Purple Seal. I have a Fool. Okay. I did not get my 10s. Sad. That's okay. Pair of Jacks wins. Could be this pair of Jacks. Could be 2 pair Jacks and Jacks. Alright, so again here, using all of our hands, we aren't getting that much extra money. We are trying to use our hands to get money from the rebate, but it is rough. It's not working out. And that happens sometimes. Do I feel safe going into the next round here? 1,000 points. So any 5-card hand is going to be 500 points. I could take a Celestial Pack and raise that to something like 700 points, just skipping for the red card. And once again, that makes me safer to where I can maybe get more rebate money. I think that's something that I'm interested in. Maybe. Let's do it. So I think instead of taking Jupiter, I'm just going to skip here. And now with +6 molt, we are probably fine. So let's take the Juggler and go next. Alright, so I got rebate on 8s. I have a Purple Seal King. I could play a straight first. +6 molt, we said it's going to be about 700 points. Maybe 800. Okay, that's good. Because now I know, okay, I can rebate the 8s. I can play a pair of 2s. And that's 100 points. So now I'm looking at maybe trying to play high card. High card Ace is 15 times 7. Maybe we're out. Let's discard all of these high cards. Rebate the 8. Get Temperance for $4. Okay. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to draw another 8 here. I can play high card 9 is the worst hand that I can play on purpose. I could use Temperance now. Maybe get a little interest. I think I do sell the Juggler now. And hoping this doesn't win. Ah, beans. Maybe playing the straight was too much. Alright, Luchador here. We don't need for this boss. We get a Magician. We can make some lucky cards. Alright, now do I want these Arcana packs? The answer is usually no. Usually if we only have $15 in the bank, we don't open the Arcana packs. Some considerations here. Okay. Rebate increases my budget because in the next round I will get more money and then I can leverage that money, maybe have higher interest. I have a Fool here, so if we do get something like, maybe it could be Hermit, I can copy it with the Fool. So I think, also we have the red card, so if we miss on the Arcana pack, maybe that's not the worst scenario. We get a Death card, we get a Strength card. I would say this is a miss. You could go Judgment here. Probably we don't need that because we have the red card. In which case I would rather just take the skip here. You could use the Fool to spawn Temperance, go Judgment, and then Temperance gives us more money, and then we can open the other pack. Maybe. Maybe I use Death here. And then if I use Death, I can copy Death with the Fool, and then use that to copy the Purple Seal. I think that's the highest upside play. Maybe that's the greedy play. Alright, so let's make another... In the next round we got rebate on 10s. We could just make another 10 here. And then use Fool for Death. I think is fine. And we can even use a Magician. Let's go next. We don't need the Luchador. I was just holding that for the Temperance value. Rebate on 10s here. We can go... We have a lot of hands, so let's start with 2 pair. Okay, I can play 2 pair Jacks and 8s. I can play a pair of aces. Okay, pair of 7s gets us halfway, pair of kings finishes, and then we use the Magician. Alright, rebate the 10. I have the Purple Seal. Okay, so the first boss we had was Diamonds. Let's go ahead and go Magician here. And then maybe you could turn a 2 into a king. With a Purple Seal, we can discard. This rebate has really not worked out for us. We have 4 10s still left in the deck. Oh well. Maybe you keep the ace here. Play 2 pair. Fool for another Death card. I think we saved that for the Purple Seal. Whoops. There we go. Sorry, I accidentally clicked out of the window. All right, star here if we want to make diamonds. Probably we don't need to be doing that. I do maybe not use the Fool for the Death. Probably use the Fool for the Death card. I think even if there's a Hermit in the shop, I would rather use Fool for Death. But I guess I don't have to decide now. Okay, rebate on 6s now. Hey look, another Luchador. The Vampire, if it wasn't a rental, I think the Vampire would be great. You do sacrifice, in the short term, you sacrifice the lucky cards. I probably want the Grabber. Grabber, if we had the bus, would have been great for the bus, but also good for mail-in rebate as an extra discard. Going into the boss here to get 2,000 points. With the extra hand, we are probably fine. I am tempted to take a Celestial pack to be slightly conservative, slightly safer to do it that way. That's fine. All right, go next. All right, rebate on sixes. I'm looking for pairs, expecting the pairs will be slightly weaker is what I'm hoping for. I can play this pair of tens. Okay, I can play a pair of queens. We have sixes. I can play a pair of fours. I'm not necessarily interested in playing the lucky king yet, because if we accidentally hit the plus 20, that would be bad. So let's play a pair of fours. Probably we need two pair at least once. Maybe we discard here the sixes. And since I know I don't have any queens left, maybe I keep the five. That way I can play a pair of fives. I could play, yeah, fives here. Okay, I have a purple seal. That's the thing that we probably want to copy with death. So we can go 5 into purple here. Do I want to play the two pair first? So two pair going to score about the same as a pair twice. It's just twice as many points. This is fine with 9 molt. I think does not get us to 1,000. Okay, and then now we have these kings. So we can go maybe turn an ace, maybe turn a 4. Let's go flip the 4. We can discard 2 and then keep the kings as a pair. We can keep a jack maybe keep a 7. Something like that should work. Okay, I have a star here. I have the hung man. The pair is probably 240. That's probably enough. If you wanted to be slightly safer, you could use the star here. 5 and 2, we definitely want to hang them. The rental fee takes me down to 15, so let's use the star and then hang them. And then there you go. Ouch. All right, red card is now +9. We have an abstract joker, we have a buffoon pack. This boss, spades are debuffed. Let's see here. Could get scary face as a source of chips. I think now we're getting to the point where we need more points, and so maybe you take scary face as a source of chips instead of skipping for the red card. Or are we still feeling relatively safe without doing that? Yeah, rebate on queens. I have so many kings. I think I'm gonna skip here. If these are perishables, let's skip. Could take Venus here. Is somewhat reasonable since we have 2 extra discards and an extra discard here. We could do 3 of a kind this time instead of the usual pairs. We could go mega standard pack. I think I do. I can take 1, skip 1. I could get another purple seal. Could be a purple queen. Is probably not bad. So let's do that. All right, in that case, do we want wasteful voucher here? I think yes. Normally you wait on the voucher if you don't need it right away, but I take it here because we have extra purple seals. Could be rebate value. I'm gonna take abstract joker, so we can score a little bit more easily here. Because now if I play something like the pair of 8s, pair of 8s is 600. Okay, I can play a pair of 10s. Okay, got a nice amount of points on that one. Blue seal queen. Okay, probably we want to do the blue seal. Probably we want to win with pairs. So I suppose I will discard the 1 purple. I have a queen that I can discard. I have the sun. Let's see here. With Abstract Joker, we can win with pairs. Without it, we probably can't. These kings, if we hit the plus 20, it wins and we miss out on the rebate value for the queen. So maybe we want to discard first. We have a purple seal here. If we discard now, we miss out on other purple seals, but I think that's fine. And I have the Empress. Okay, so Sun we can get rid of. Empress we could use. I'm going to play the Lucky Kings. And I guess hoping that it wins. And if it doesn't, then we can use the Empress in case of emergency. Alright, if it doesn't win, we are actually still fine. So what you can do is you can play a pair of jacks here. I'm probably looking for my Lucky King here. So play the jacks. This pair of queens wins. Probably we don't want to pay for the Abstract Joker if we don't have to. I can sell the Abstract Joker, I can use the Empress. And then that way I don't have to pay the rental fee. Use the Empress here. Alright, this might not win, in which case I am trying to draw a king here. That's it. Yum. Alright, we missed out on a little rebate money there, but we did get the blue seal value. And we didn't have to pay for Abstract Joker. So you could take Vagabond here. Is probably pretty good when you have this many extra hands. I am just not a personal fan of the Vagabond. I think it's very powerful. I think it will almost always result in a win. But also it's very time consuming to do all the careful planning with the Vagabond. So if you want to do the Vagabond and you want to have a good time, go ahead. I'm going to show you sort of how to win without that, I guess. Could be Cloud9 here, maybe not. If it wasn't a rental, I would take Eternal Cloud9. Going to the next round, we probably need a little bit more points. Maybe I'm looking for a Mercury card. Let's go Celestial Pack. Alright, no Mercury card. We could take Venus here. We could skip. I think I skip. And then now with the plus 15 on the red card, we can get 4,800 with... We probably need better hands here. We maybe need some lucky activations here. I don't think we take the Arcana pack. We could take the Arcana pack and then with the intention to skip for the red card. I think I kind of like that idea actually. So here, could be Fool for Mercury is incredibly good actually. And then now we're probably fine. So, acknowledging not a lot of money in the bank here, not a lot of interest money. Part of that is you spend what you need in order to survive. Part of that is I'm spending money to develop my value generators. And so it costs me money in the short term, but it's going to give me a huge payoff later, maybe. Rebate on 2s. Let's play the pair of 10s. Alright, so now, since we got that second Mercury card, now that we have the level 3 pair, our pairs are pretty strong. So we might even play high card once. Okay, rebate on 2s. I could, from here, 3 pairs win. Let's play high card queen as a throwaway. I can play a pair of 10s. Okay, that's 1,000. So I need a pair by discarding the 2. I can play a pair of 8s. And then... So here, the pair of 8s won't win. And then we get another king, no problem. All right, then I can discard the 2. I can discard the 2 purples. I have Temperance for $3. Probably worth it to just use it now, so that I can also open the Celestial pack, or sorry, the Priestess. Plutonium we don't need. I would like to try to draw my kings, so that I can play the lucky ones. Yeah, I guess Pluto, it doesn't matter if we sell it or keep it. Let's go ahead and play this pair. 1,000 points. Boss debuff spades. Alright. Mercury card. Madness we can't do. Buffoon pack, probably worth looking. Could take the Gelato here. Is good with the red card in the short term. Maybe with the blue seal, maybe I don't need to do that. Could take a business card here. Since we have so many face cards, that's something that you wouldn't have been able to do if you had the bus. I kind of like that idea. Mystic Summit is nice with the rebate, because with the rebate, you only want to score at the end. You don't necessarily want to score on every hand, and so you sometimes want to have some throwaway hands as discards to do the blue seal stuff, purple seal stuff. Maybe Mystic Summit is good for that. I think I take the money. I think I take the money. And I think we can take another standard pack or another value generator. So early standard packs here, you know, normally I don't take those, but I think we can justify it by having the mail-in rebate and having the purple seals, and then start snowballing. Let's go next. Rebate on jacks. We can start with a pair of queens. And it doesn't really matter what we throw away, because drawing pairs should be pretty consistent. I could discard the purple seal, try to get a suit changer for the jack. I could play the kings, but if we hit the +20, then we are sad. So maybe we discard purple here, should be fine. Get a chariot. I can use the chariot on the blue seal. I don't have to do that yet. I think I probably take the risk here. So let's play this, hoping not to hit the +20. And probably we keep the 6 since we have an extra 6 in the deck. Okay. I can play a pair of 6s. Face card pairs are, of course, better. Play the pair of 6s. I guess I don't have to play a pair here. Could be we play a high card here instead. Alright, so that was 1,500 for a pair of 6s. The next pair wins. Is that true? Not quite. I can discard purple. I can discard jacks. I could keep one jack. We get a wheel. We get another. Okay. High card is okay. So I think we throw high card here. I'm not going to spin the wheel yet because foil would be bad for us. Okay, high card is not worth anything. That's good. I can play high card again. And then any pair of kings should be a winning hand. Alright, I can discard a jack. I can discard the purple seal. If we don't draw a king, we end up playing the queen, and that's fine. Okay. Seems fine. So spin the wheel. Interessante. I don't think I need lovers here. I think I sell it, play the queens here, and that's it. All right. Rebate on 4s now. Could get the bull as a source of chips. It doubles our score if that's something that we want to do. Currently, you know, maybe 1800 points per hand. This is 5 hands. Maybe you take the bull here. Maybe we splash in some lucky cards is something that we could consider. There's an extra hand here for potentially more business card money. I think you definitely look inside the buffoon pack and take a golden joker, for sure. Could be Grimbo here, but I want to save my discards. Celestial pack. This boss says play only one hand. So, alright. Admittedly, going into this boss, probably the bull is just the answer. We take that. Do I need to spend a little bit for maybe red card value here? The problem with taking the bull is then my hands score too many points. Oh well. Alright, Celestial Pack, we were planning on skipping. We can take the extra hand here. We will take the bull. Only 8 chips here is good. Okay, rebate on 4s. We could play a pair of kings. We could play a pair of 6s. Okay, so now my pairs are juiced up, let's say. If I play... Probably I want to play high card ace. I could play pair of 7s. Alright, the next pair wins. So now I want to play high card king, like that. Rebate on 4s. Okay, I can play high card king like that. Okay, the next high card wins because of the bull. The next pair wins. So we discard purple. We get a rock. Okay. I can discard another purple. I could keep the jack. Okay. 5 and 3, we can hang them. I'm going to take the opportunity. I'm going to turn the 7 into a rock. And then with the rebate here, the rebate picks a random card in your deck. It will ignore the stone card. So stone the 7, hang the 5 and 3. Now discard the purple. And we could make a glass card. Could be a glass king, I guess. Could be a glass queen. Maybe glass king is fine. Maybe that is the type of thing that helps us against this boss. Could be something like that. Alright. Mercury cards, sure. There's a runner, there's a hermit. So I do want hermit. The question is, do we use it now? Do we wait? I think I'm going to use it now because then I can open these booster packs. King we can skip for the red card. Celestial pack we could take Mercury. And then go next. I'm not gonna re-roll, save my money for the bull. Now with the bull on 48 chips, we're expecting, okay, our pairs are going to be too powerful. We can play high card instead. We can play high card ace. Throwing away the queen should be fine. High card is 2,000 points each, so we can do a bunch of those. We can do high card 10. We have too many kings. I don't want to play the pair yet. We could, with this many kings, switch to maybe leveling up 3 of a kind, maybe leveling up 4 of a kind. I haven't really been getting my business card value. I haven't really been thinking about it, to be honest. I can play high card this way, with or without the rock. 2,000 again. High card ace here. Rebate on 2s. Okay, so now we want to discard the 2. Probably discard the ace. Actually, discard the rock. Alright, lovers we don't need. I have 2 more purple seals I can discard. We only have 1 more 2. We could make a rock. We could make a glass or a steel card. Let's play high card ace. 20 cards left in the deck. Maybe I'm supposed to play high card king there actually. My bad. I can play high card king here for the money. And it's only 2,000 points. 2,500. Okay, so the next high card wins. The next pair wins. Doesn't matter what hands we play, we can discard here. I did not get my second blue seal, that's okay. Maybe I save the chariot for that one. Maybe what I do is I go stone the 2. Play the lucky kings. Alright. And then Mercury. Rebate on 8s now. Stone Joker gives me plus 50. I get a death card. Probably. Okay. Okay. Do I want Stone Joker here? Do I want to give up my Golden Joker? I think I will do that. I don't know if I have to do that, but I think I will do that. Alright. Standard pack. My plan was to skip. Could take a red steel card, is pretty good. Could take a red queen and turn it into a steel card. Could take another blue seal. Maybe since we already have 2 blue seals and we already have a death card, maybe I take the steel 9. Actually seems fine. Celestial pack here, we could take Mercury, we could skip. I think I want the Mercury card and then go next. Alright, rebate on 8s. So I just want to set up my best hand. There's a blue seal 6. I think I don't need this king. We can definitely get more kings. I do have that 9, which probably we end up copying here. So let's go make a Zoolander. Do we use death to make another blue seal? Do we make another red steel card? I think in the short term, I'd rather have the blue seals and then maybe, well, maybe we could make more purple kings, actually. Let's go, we could wait on the death card just to see. Yeah, I guess maybe I don't want to discard this king yet, just in case. I think blue seal is fine. I don't know, it could go either way. It's early. Maybe I'd rather have a queen than a 6. I'll do it. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Got all this with a stone card. There you go. Alright. So this is a boss that we ended up not having trouble with because we were able to do, what is it? We had so many purple seals, we were able to get all the tarot cards. We were able to build in sort of these contingencies where, okay, I have a glass card, that can help me. I have steel cards and stone cards, stone for extra chips, steel cards for extra mult, those types of things. And of course, you know, perfectly fine, easy scoring here. If you're on the bus instead of the red card, probably the bus is even bigger than the red card would be here. And, you know, maybe you even have more money with the bus than we did here because we had to spend for the red card. Yeah, I think this boss here, with the bull and either the bus or the red card, you're probably fine. Possibly what you end up doing is instead of playing the pair, you play some higher scoring hand, maybe. I don't know. I did just use a death card, so I'm not going to use the Mercury cards right away. We have a Celestial Pack here. We have a Telescope. Sure. This boss says extra large, so go Buffoon Pack first. Could be we pick up Michelle here. Or just grow the red card. I think I just want to grow the red card. That's fine. This boss extra large, that's fine. Celestial Pack here. Do we want the Telescope? I don't think it's necessary. So use the Mercury cards. Open the Celestial Pack expecting to skip. Okay, and then go, maybe we want Splash. Splash and Hiker is kind of a fun combination. With those lucky cards. I'm trying really hard to get the maximum rebate money, and it's kind of, I have to sacrifice some other kind of stuff, and so maybe you take Splash plus business card, or maybe the moves that you do to maximize the rebate are the same moves that you would do to maximize the purple seals. So let's just go next. Probably with this level of pairs, you could sell the bull, you could sell the stone joker. So I will do that. I can play a straight, which will not score very many points. Didn't get the business card money, that's okay. I can discard the 8s. I could play the pair of 9s first. I just want to see, okay. No more pairs, not allowed to play pairs. Got it, understood, sure, fine. How about we can make a rock? Maybe not yet. Maybe I discard another 8. I discard a purple seal. I could keep the jacks in hand. I could discard them. Hermie? Okay, so why don't we stone the 4? Go Hermie here. And we have one more 8. We have 2 more purple seals. We can play the queen as a high card. Yes. I can play a high card ace. We don't play the stone card. I should have waited on the stone card. We don't play the stone card because red card will be worth too many points. I can play a queen as a high card now. I could discard some queens. I play this queen for the money. I can play one more queen. With the steel cards, that might be kind of dangerous, so maybe I discard it. Okay, I can play a pair of 6s. I could enhance the 6s. It mostly doesn't matter. This boss, by the way, extra large. We got a nice amount of points. Alright, could be Faceless Joker as another value generator. We got a nice amount of money, so we can take a Telescope. Alright, Celestial Pack. Question, do we skip or do we use the Mercury card? Here's my thoughts. Red card gives us Molt. Mercury card gives us chips. So we should take the chips rather than take the Molt. Secondarily, we have these purple seals to give us glass cards and steel cards, and so probably red card gets sold later. We'll take the pair levels. We have an Arcana pack here. Usually with Arcana packs, we reroll first. So we can do that. Take a Chariot. Could go one more. Could take a Glass Joker here. I know some people are opposed, but I think it's fine as a scaling X-Mult Joker, especially if we have these purple seals. The problem with Glass Joker is it's just difficult to get glass cards, period. In the first place, difficult to get glass cards. And so, you know, breaking them is not necessarily difficult. It's just getting the glass cards in the first place. But maybe with these purple seals, I feel that's something that we can do. In which case, we take Glass Joker. I could use a death card here to get another purple seal. I could just remove 2 cards. I could use a death card to make another Glass King. And then we start trying to do Glass Joker. I think the long-term play is you go purple seal first. Or maybe it even makes sense to just remove cards with the Hungman. I think I want another purple seal. Sure. And if I want, I could make it a steel card first. Or would I rather have a lucky card? I think steel card. And then go death here. And then that gives us another face card for the Faceless Joker. Let's go next. Alright, so rebate on 8s. We could play a pair, though that's like 20k. Okay. I could discard the 8s. I could play the pair of 7s. Maybe. That shouldn't win, but it does get us close. Alright, so now 3 face cards plus 2 8s. And I can discard an 8 here. I probably want to play the Glass King. I can discard 3 face cards for a Faceless Joker. I can play this glass pair. I could try to play high card. How much is my high card? Is my high card 1500 points? Probably not 1500 points. Maybe it doesn't matter. Just do it anyway. There's the pair. Cool. So if we look at the collection here, the last tarot card we used was Death, so I'm not going to use the Mercury cards yet. There's a Spaceman, too late for the Spaceman. Splash is still cute. Splash, you can sneak in some glass cards if you want, sneak in some lucky cards. Maybe we don't do that. Could take a gift card. That seems like a good time. Celestial Pack, we do have a telescope, so I can take Mercury here, and then I guess we do use these upstairs. Too late to square up, but we can take Temperance for 18. With the gift card, maybe you hold on to Temperance, but I want to spend the money now. Maybe. Could take a hologram, could take a mime. Mime makes sense with steel cards and blue seals. Are we done with the rebate? Rebate is still probably better than Faceless Joker. You probably can get away with taking a hologram here. I think hologram is a very powerful option, so I guess we do that. And go next. I don't have any gold cards yet. Alright, so now the main thing that we want to focus on right now is our purple seals. We can play a pair of 8s. I'm scared of playing the stone card. Alright, that's a good pair. I can discard the stones. Don't need sun. I could make a gold card. Here, if I play the pair of queens with the steel cards, probably too many points. So let's go pair of 9s. Okay. I can do the same thing. Maybe pair of queens here doesn't win. Maybe play high card. I can play high card ace. I can discard these. If I'm going to discard these, I can make a gold 10, maybe. 2 purples. Don't need judgment. We don't really need priestess either, but we can take a peek. With the mime, I don't need both of these blue seals. I could try the high card again. I could play the queen. I have a king that I can discard. Probably we do that. Keeping the 10s. Actually, I only have 10 cards left in the deck. Let's keep the jack. Lovers. Okay, so lovers, no. Play the kings. Maybe? No smash. Sad. Alright. Alright. It's gonna be tough to lose this one, I'll be honest. Let's see if we could do something funky. Crystal Ball with the Mime, that's kind of funky. Boss says play 5 cards. Buffoon Pack. Stuntman we very much don't need. We already have 295 chips from those blue seals. Red card instead of Cloud9. Maybe now that you have the Mime and all the steel cards, you don't need the red card anymore. You take Cloud9 for money. To-do list. Abstract. We can take 20 bucks, in which case go one more. Could be parking. Nah. Alright, now we're just getting lazy, to be honest. Fool for Hermit is fine. Probably Fool for Death is a little bit more exciting, so let's go Emperor. Go Fool for Temperance is also fine. Now do we use Death to copy the glass cards? Do we use Death to copy more of the purple seals? Maybe I'm interested in more purple. Since we have that crystal ball, might as well. Alright. Star, no. Tower, maybe. I can play high card. Okay. I can discard. I don't need all of the 6s. I could play high card again. Let's just discard. So we don't need all the 6s. We can play high card jack. Looking for my glass king. There's the glass king. I probably don't need this 9. I could play the queens, but I want to try to break the glass card. I guess I could just play the king as a singleton. Then play the queens. Cool. Yeah, so basically 2 steel cards in hand wins. That's it. Buffoon Pack. We could take Marble Joker for the hologram. Maybe. I think with all the purple seals, maybe that's not something that I'm super interested in. I feel like, you know, even hologram is still replaceable. If I take hologram here, or if I take Marble Joker, I have to get rid of my red card, which maybe you could do since we have the Mime. It does sometimes prevent vulnerability, especially against this boss here. You have to play 5 cards. You can't necessarily hold on to as many steel cards. Could take the extra hand size. Extra hand size is probably extra molt because of the Mime, and so maybe it's time to get rid of the red card here. Or get rid of the hologram. Alright, world, no. There's temperance for 27. Emperor gives me a fool. Okay. Absies, okay. There's a constellation. Is constellation going to be better than plus hand size? Is it going to be better than the hologram? Probably going to be We'll do it that way. All right, 26 bucks here, or we can hang them. Probably I just hang them. Maybe ace and 3, we hang them. And then fool, we can hang them again. Let's go next. All right, so 10 and 7, we can hang them. We can discard all of these purples. 5th card. Temperance I'm going to use now. I can use death to copy the red steel card if we want. I could play high card here. Alright, I could copy another purple. Getting to the point where maybe I don't need to be copying purple anymore. Fine. Alright, temperance for another 26. Judgment you don't need. I could discard one more purple. Is fine. We could strengthen the 9. We could strengthen the 10. Maybe. Alright, now we're just looking for, could be a pair of queens, could be a pair of kings. How about a pair of jacks? Maybe should have tried harder to get one more blue seal. Okay. Yeah, let's go one more blue seal here, maybe. Maybe try to get the glass card. Maybe play this king. We don't need that one. We could play this king. 7 cards in the deck. We did get the blue seal. There you go. And then that's going to grow my constellation. Not really a fair fight between, hologram glass joker constellation here. Because we have the blue seals, re-triggered with the mime. Because we have so much money, not a fair fight. All right. Sun, we don't need. Tower, we also don't need. Take a Mercury card. $11, sure. Midas Mask as an Eternal. Could be a Soul. I guess this hologram didn't really work out. Yorick. Okay. We could use strength here. We can stone the 2. I can strengthen the 10. I probably strengthen the jack also. And then take parking. All right. I can play this pair. No steel cards in hand is pretty weak. Are we okay with that? Maybe. I can play the lucky card. Cool. I have 2 purples. Let's go 2 at a time. We could play the glass card. We could stone the A's. So here, glass card, 1 steel in hand is not going to be enough. Okay. We got the crunch on the glass joker. Next pair wins. Maybe. Next pair wins if we have enough steel in hand. Okay. Probably with the death card we can get enough steel in hand. So we can discard all these purples if you want. Could make another purple. Could make another red steel card. Alright. I could make some lucky cards. I want to try to get one more blue seal. There we go. So what are we doing here? We keep these two. We can make another jack. Okay, I could make some lucky cards here. Make another jack. We use priestess first, I guess. Alright, play 2 jacks. Like that. Mine probably wins on its own, even without the rest of this nonsense. Don't use Mercury yet. Could be a fool. Could be an observatory. This boss, decrease level of poker hands. Okay. We could go Arcana. We could reroll first. Supernova, no. Hey, look, 54 on the fortune teller. Look at that. That's interessante. I suppose you could get rid of parking. Oh. Another 10 bucks. So we could take Faceless Joker here. That's more money. Could be a strength card. I like that. Strength for my red seal, I guess. Oh, I forgot. Buy more planet cards for the constellation. Oh well, doesn't matter. We have face cards we can play. We have a pair which actually does win. It does. Ah, beans. I done played myself. Hallucination here, maybe too late. We have Hermie. We could use another death card. So, yeah, no strength here. Hermie. I want to use death card second. I guess you could make gold first and then use death, but we'll do it that way. Could get a bean and go next. All right. Play high card. And discard 3 purples. Don't need lovers, don't need moon, don't need Hyro. I could play high card this way, I think. I could play high card this way. I could throw away the jack. Three purples. Strength, if you want it, we could go red seal, we could go queen into king. Don't need Hyro, could go chariot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a straight. There's these cards in the deck. I want to try to hit the purple seal. Didn't hit the purple seal. There's one here that we can discard. These two and an 8. There's a fool. Could be a chariot. I think there's better things we can do. We can play the lucky queens. Here's a situation, because the bean is perishable, it actually might make sense to skip with the bean. And then every extra hand size is an extra ×2 with the mime. Could be Celestial Pack, level 34. There's the red card again. Looking for, once again, forgetting the consolation, looking for a situation to use this Fool. I can make another Steel King. Could be go Gold Seal. Oh well. Go next. This boss is gonna de-level my high card. Oh well. Two purples. Empress no, Star no. I can play this king as a high card. I really want to draw. I guess if we hit the +20 there, then the round is over, and maybe that's bad. There's my purples. Looking for another death card. Okay, I could play this queen with some rocks. Maybe that's too many steel cards. Maybe I don't get to play the rocks. Maybe one rock. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. Discard 2 purples. So discard these. We can hang them. So ace and 6, we can hang them. And I think with the Fool, let's hang them again. So hang them here. Just so that I can make room for the blue seals. Though probably you want to save the Fool for a death card. Anyway, here's a pair of kings. That's it. All right. Extra discard. This boss, extra lurge. Okay. Justice. Okay. Emperor. Okay. I think we go glass and then Emperor. Get a Fool? Bummer. Okay, so we could go glass Jack. And then use a Fool for justice is fine. Go next. I can discard 2 purples. I can play high card. Now we have even more discards. I will... Okay. We made a glass queen. We can make another glass queen. We can discard the purples. I'm going to say no to the devil. Get a death card. Okay, so you could use the chariot on whatever. $49 temperance. Death could be red seal queen, could be red seal jack. I could wait on that. Let's go king, queen 9, 8, 7. All right, I could play high card king. There we go. So I can go glass there. I can discard here. A moon we don't need. All right. I have more purples in the deck. Here's what I'm thinking. If I play all of these glass cards, could be kind of fun. I guess I could discard one more time. Crunchy. Alright, 2.5 on Blast Joker. The last card we used was Death. Okay. Arcana 1. No Death card, but we could hang him. So I guess that's fine. Nines, we can hang him. In which case, now reroll. Saturn, maybe. Ooh, get punished by a fool here? Oh well, I guess I take a priest. And go next. One more round on the bean, discard the purples. Temperance 450, yes. I can play high card Jack. I have 3 more glass cards. I can discard 2 purple. I could play high card King. I can discard, let's go 2 purple. No Magician, yes on Hermie, discard 2 more purple. 6 cards in the deck. Strength. Okay, so you could strengthen the Jack into a Queen. Sure. Okay, if I strengthen a Jack into a Queen, maybe I turn this Queen into a King. Plus Hermie. And then hang him. There you go, times 3.25 on Glass Joker. One more hand size on the bean. Alright, let's get a new bean. Could be Celestial Pack, not yet. So maybe there could be a Fool that we're looking for. Or could be Justice, could be Temperance, I guess. I just take the money. Mercury here. We don't have clubs, do we? Venus. Chariot. Mars and Saturn. Erosion is plus 52. Nice. Hey, look, we get Señor here. All right, go next. All right. I can discard. I guess if we're doing the observatory, then these purple seals are not going to do the thing. Bummer. Okay. Temperance gives me 50. Could be purple here. Could be Chariot. All right. Could be I don't need the blue seal anymore. I have a few more purples. So discard those. Get a death card. Okay. Let's go death here. Play this high card. All right, I can go high card one more time. $20. One card left. Play rock. A lot of steel cards. Play the 10. Alright, 4.8 on Constellation. There you go. ×4 on Glass Joker. Just like we drew it up. So here's the thing about Glass Joker. Glass Joker, it's 0.75 per glass card. So it doesn't need very many glass cards for it to be good, right? Like Ramen is good. Ramen that just gives you a ×2. If you break one glass card times 1.75, it's better than Ramen. Well, it's not as much as a ×2, but you don't have to worry about discarding or whatever. So getting glass cards, period, can be difficult. You know, getting the Justice cards from the tarot cards, maybe it's difficult to get the tarot cards. Maybe you get the occasional glass card from a standard pack. Removing glass cards, sometimes that happens naturally by you being able to play them, but you can also you can use the Hangman tarot card to delete the glass cards. Which, you know, sometimes seems counterintuitive, but, you know, if my pairs are not this high level or whatever hand I'm playing, if it's not a very high level hand anyway, then the glass cards don't really help me anyway. So it's okay to delete them. It's okay to break them on purpose. Glass Joker, break one glass card, totally worth it, totally fine. If you can break 2 glass cards, then now it's great. Now it's, you know, even better than, let's say, the Card Shark, for example. Here, once again, demonstrating kind of how powerful, perhaps abusively powerful, the the blue seals are for the planet cards, for the Mercury cards. The red seals, that's something that I don't normally do a lot on the gold stakes, but again, if you have access to the extra tarot cards from the purple seals, then maybe that's a thing that you can do. You get a red seal, make it into a red gold card, red steel card, red glass card. Purple seals, maybe we don't usually do too much on the gold stakes because you have less discards here. But if I have +1 hand size, that's an extra discard. If I have +1 hand, that's an extra discard. +1 hand, that's an extra discard. Here, I think this run was a good demonstration of this balancing. If I know how much my hands are going to score, then I can plan around that. And I can play hands as discards, save my actual discards for value generators like Mail-in Rebate or these purple seals. And so then these purple seals can start to snowball. So in the early game, using the death cards to make more purple seals, and then later on leveraging those purple seals for even more death cards, even more, you know, maybe the Hangman to remove cards, maybe some money generating tarot cards like Hermit and Temperance and that sort of thing. You know, obviously here, gift card giving us the $50 Temperances is why, you know, sort of this devotion to the egg sometimes. So purple seals can work. You kind of want to look for what are the different other complementary game pieces. So having extra hands on the blue deck, also having extra hands, then okay, blue seal gonna make more sense. Here we took, instead of the bus, instead of green joker instead of supernova, we took red card. And we said kind of the benefit of red card is you can discard more freely. You can maybe not worry as much about what hands you're playing, and if you don't have to worry about what hands you're playing, that makes it easier to get, let's say, mail-in rebate value. Makes it easier to get maybe blue seal value, those sorts of things. And then the rest of this run was kind of nonsense. So I hope you had fun. Take care, everyone.